view streams. Number 10 is building strictly according to type. While the type of a monster can be a signpost for how you want to build it, or it could even be indicative of what stat their skills scale with, sometimes it's just totally misleading. The best thing that you can do is understand what your monsters are trying to do and then build them in a way that supports that. A key example of this would be Lauren the Light Cowgirl, who is an attack type, but at her core, she just wants to be built fast and tanky so she can keep landing defense breaks and attack bar reductions for your team. Then there are Spectra and Veramos, who are both support monsters, but we build them on crit damage, though Veramos is more a sign of the changing times. And speaking of the Dark Ifrit, number 9 is not building Veramos, just in general. Veramos is one of the most helpful units for new players. He offers us 33% HP lead, he has an auto cleanse, and he can do damage against the Abyss dungeon bosses. He's suddenly a staple in all beginner teams for Giants Abyss. And he's easier to fuse than ever. Back in the day, fusion used to take way longer, and now it's a breeze thanks to a bunch of system changes that happened back in like June-ish of 2023. So if you haven't built one yet, I would prioritize that right away, and you'll find that he'll be helpful in the beginning of the game and all the way into PvP down the line. Number 8 is not accounting for the additional speed given to you by your summoner skills that you've been upgrading as you level up your account. This is a totally understandable oversight to make as you're going through the game. And you probably won't even encounter this until you start trying to speed tune a Dragon's team. Right around the time when you're trying to ruin up a Verd to make him go last on the team, but not necessarily be super slow, that's when you're going to encounter these summoner skills. So if you can't quite figure out why a monster is moving ahead of another one, even though they're 1 or 2 speed apart, double check this. And you can do so by tapping pause once you're in a dungeon and going to the battle effect and then battlefield effect submenus. In there, you'll see that your attack speed is passively buffed by the summoner skills that you've been building in the background. So in addition to any bonuses you get from, say, Verd's leader skill, you'll want to take this into account as well when building your monsters. Number 7 is not joining a guild, meaning that you should, in fact, join a guild ASAP. It's a mistake. These are phrased from the position of them being mistakes. Not only will joining a guild net you more passive energy for checking in and also have a whole repository of people to play the game with, you'll also get access to the guild shop, and the guild shop has a lot of great rewards in it. In fact, it's the only way that you can get the Ifrits, not counting Elsharion. He's in a different shop. And Veramos, but we already covered where he is. There are 3 Ifrits in here. I don't know why is it so hard for me to just say there are 3 Ifrits in the guild shop? And sort of a sub point to this, number 6 is do your rival battles and any guild content that you can. Playing guild content is objectively better than not playing guild content. The more guild points you can accumulate, the better. And while you're in that shop that I mentioned earlier, you should also make sure that you're picking up your 5-star Rainbow Mon every week. Number 5. Using your Devilmons on non-nat 5s. I am guilty of this too. I fully Devilmon my Lucian. I understand that that's a mistake. I've made peace with it and I've moved on. We are not our mistakes. All we can do is learn from them and become— Alright, I get it! I also fully Devilmon a Hua. I don't like talking about that one. That one just makes me sad. But I mean, it's not like I don't use Hua. She's in my raids team. Devilmon are one of the material monsters that carry the suffix Mon, and what they do is they can substitute members of a monster family at the power-up circle. Because normally, if you had, say, a Leica that you wanted to skill up, you'd have to feed them other Dragon Knights. And that's just not feasible, nor is it sustainable or logical. So instead, you can use Devilmon. Number 4 is not playing RTA. I'm a huge proponent for people playing RTA as soon as humanly possible. I've met a ton of people who are maybe intimidated by the idea of RTA or don't really want to go in there just to lose, but I want to re-emphasize the importance of losing.
Le who? The her.
It's important to get out there and experience monster interactions, understand how your monsters work together, and even play with the support monsters so that way you can experience monsters that aren't necessarily in your collection. Plus, losing and understanding what went wrong is sometimes more valuable than just winning and stomping. Number 3, leaving your Dimension Hole energy at cap. That is such a waste. That's a bunch of Dimension Hole energy that is not recharging in the background. So if you've second awakened everything that you want to second awaken, it might be worth diving into the rune dungeons. And would you look at that? We just released a guide for every rune dungeon in the game currently, as of like June 2024. The Dimension Hole is the only place where you can get ancient runes, grinds, and gems. So if you're not using that energy, get out there and burn through it. Number 2 is not crafting your re-apps. They're free, so make sure to get them every week. Oh, hello everyone, and welcome back to Summoner's War. My name is Come To Us Evan, And I'm feeling kind of sniffly today, not gonna lie, everybody. I'm not doing my best today. I've been under the weather since like Friday night. Well, I should say I probably got sick on Friday, but I've been fighting it since Saturday. So please excuse me if I sound a little nasally today. Da Vinci-san, thank you so much for the follow. We got guys, we got overlay notifications now, and also the store is online. So if you want, you can use Command Store, and you can start redeeming stuff. Like we've got emotes, we've got reactions. So if you guys see something, or if you're feeling ignored, there's also an item for that too. Let me say hi to folks in the chat real quick. Aperte Start, Samuel Rod, what's going on? Bakugo Barrage, Psycho, and what's up to everybody who I had the first through like 5th chain with on YouTube chat. Jester, thank you for the follow. Evan, you the reason I got pneumonia? The Salty Brawler, what's going on, dude? How's work on the map coming along? Dude, the Salty Brawler was showing me the stuff that he was making for D&D, and it is, frankly, incredibly impressive. It makes me feel like a bad DM. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's awesome. What channel am I in? Oh, dude, let me explain what we're doing today. So if for whatever reason this is your first time on one of these streams, today's account reviews and progression tips. So we hang out in chat channel 10. We start on the global server because that is my home server. And then I do my best to answer questions that you might have about the game. The disclaimers continue. There's no end to the disclaimers today. I might have a hard time coming up with or thinking of names of Summoners War monsters, so I'm going to rely on you guys to kind of fill in the gaps. I'm a little bit foggy, you know. Honestly, all things considered, it's just a cold. It could be way more extreme. Thank goodness it is not pneumonia. The Salty Brawler, I hope you're okay. Truly. I know pneumonia is very serious, you know. I pivoted that into like a D&D conversation, but I didn't mean to leave that behind. I hope you're doing okay. I hope you don't actually have pneumonia. And if you do, you better get better soon. So chat channel 10 is where I'm at. Fastlix has already said hello. Do I have the Occult Girl wave? I think I do have the Occult Girl wave. Oh, let me move this so that I can see if you guys buy items. Sorry guys, let me reorganize my windows real quick. I think like right there. I think right there should be good. In theory. Yeah, like right there. Boom. That way I can see if you guys buy items or anything like that. I'm really curious to see how the store works, to be honest, because like I've set them all up. There's a bunch of gifts in there, or GIFs if that's your cup of tea, or my cup of coffee. I'm on this weird cocktail right now of like Dayquil, vitamin C gummies, and coffee. And whether or not coffee is good for me while I'm sick, that's not a question I'm asking today. You know, that's not. I learned very early in life, don't ask questions you don't want the answer to. And if you're gonna take one thing from this stream, I'd say take that. I think that's good. Anyone got a maxed alt? Says Alpha God. Bom dia, Estelia. Tudo beleza? Estela Maki, como se diz sick? How do I say I'm sick? Am I just doing mal? Drink the coffee. Oh boy, am I drinking it. And it definitely got it, and it sucks, but it's getting better. Oh, good, Salty Brawler. I'm glad that you're getting better. Dear, come to us. We need our weekly dose of Evan. Please stop giving him days off. Thank you from Summoners War Community. Estella Magi, you're trying to kill me. That's so nice. I took a sick day on Monday, actually. Kanagi, I'm doing well, all things considered. Thank you. I'm doing better. I'm notably better today. Notably better. Like I'm probably. If I had to give like a 15% better than yesterday, you know, a little improvement. Coffee isn't just good. Coffee is life. I'm drinking coffee too. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for backing me up on this. I've switched my defense and it got me a couple of wins and I finished C1. Dude, that's awesome. That is awesome, actually. I'm so happy to hear that. Whoa, hold on. Wait, my Summoners War is like, I've got the little spinny wheel right now. I've got a spinny wheel. So while that sorts itself out, I'm going to drop the survey in chat. Use command new survey if you're on Twitch. And don't forget to use command store if you're on Twitch too, because that's something we've got now. Oh my goodness. Oh, is that why it wasn't responding? Was it because my computer, my 2016 computer build was having a hard time loading up your massive profile, Fastlix? I think that might have been why. Whoa, Halphus lead Juno, Kiki, and Camilla. I would not hit this if I was in a rush. It basically has to be anti-cleave. Exactly. Oh, yeah. There's a lot of items. Sorry about that. That's going to be a huge block on there. That'll get an IV bag of coffee. Yeah, this looks really good. The only concern... My only concern is something that is kind of akin to like a cocky cleave, because I still think like there's a world where you could do Tiana, Galleon, AoE defense break, not hitting, attack buff, right? And then cocky to do the big damage, right? To just annihilate it. Actually, no, never mind. I don't have it. I answered my own question. My question had to do with the Light Art Master interacting with Halphus, but I realized that I don't... Yeah, because it isn't an on-hit thing. It's a health percentage thing. So I don't think he would stop the passive from interacting there. Bakugo Barrage, I challenge you to a 4-star RTA. Okay. 4-star only? Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. It's Benny. What's up, Benny? How are you, dude? Oh my god, dude. Everybody with these profiles. It's causing my computer to like stutter. Dude, my computer's having a tough time today. Let's go, Bakugo. Shamana Hetea. Secular, welcome. Alpha, what are you doing? Why are you after an alt right now? What are you doing? Why are you after my alts? Why are you after people's alts? I'm suspicious. I am like suspicioso right now. Oh. Oh my. Okay. We're playing 4-star. We're doing the special league real quick, guys. I promise this is not the content of the stream. The content of the stream is still account reviews. Oh, wow. Okay. This feels like a Magnum game to me, no? This feels like a I really wanted to play with Ileana, by the way. Do I go Tableau Magnum or do I go Dark Robo Magnum? By the way. What do you guys think? I'll let chat choose. Dark Robo Magnum or Tableau Magnum? Thoughts on this? All right, we'll go Tableau. Tableau. Let's do it. And then let's just ban. Let's just ban that. Let's just ban that. We'll take the 24. I've been loving playing Martina, or Shina Martina. Isn't that funny? Oh, guys, does anybody know the word for that? There's a word for that in the English language that describes the feeling of like how certain words should sound better in front of the other. For instance, like Martina Shina, for whatever reason, doesn't sound right. Shina Martina does sound correct to me. Let's actually do this. Oh, that was a really clutch stun on Verd. That was almost a misplay. If he countered me, that would have been a misplay for realsies. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. See if we can get some stuns. No stuns. Do I hit the Verd? No, let's just hit. For not picking Evan. Yeah, the one time that I could realistically pick an Evan, and I didn't pick an Evan. But yeah, there's a phrase to describe like when, like the order through which words sound better. Dude, start feeding the Magnum, please. No one's feeding. Dude, Bakugo is not feeding. Excuse me. Bakugo is not feeding my Magnum. And it's frankly really disturbing. It's really disturbing me. Stellars, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So far, it's been great. Hey, yo, Evan, why are you so handsome, bro? Dude, that's so nice. I didn't even see that message. That is so kind of you. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I lost. Oh my goodness. You know what? Let's just go after the Verd. No! The one time I hit the Verd, dude. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Well executed. Perhaps I should have done the Dark Robo. Maybe I shouldn't have listened. Perhaps I shouldn't have. No, Raiders can't. Wait, I have to quit. Wait, Raiders can't show up now. They can't watch me lose to Bakugo. Quick, I gotta lose. Dude, great game, Bakugo. I probably shouldn't have listened to chat. I probably should have just picked the Dark Robo, but that was dope, dude. Welcome, everybody. Thank you. Hey, thanks for joining stream, guys. Welcome. What's up? What's up, fam? Look, chat, I'm so sorry. I'm not feeling very well today. I'm very excited to be on stream. I've been looking forward to this, but I'm not doing super hot, so please excuse me if I'm coughing or like or a little bit sniffly or nasally sounding, it won't be forever. However, well, with that said though, I did record like 3 videos yesterday, so there's going to be a series of videos on the channel where I sound a little ill. Oh, did Raid for, was it Kenpachi? Bey, salve Bey! Salve no chat! Sejam bem-vindos na live do Come to Us. Welcome everybody. I want to RTA Evan, prob lose though. No, dude, look at me. I can't RTA right now. Look at this. Meu Deus, chat. Hey Evan, I need help with a consistent Punishers team and Spiritual Realm team. Please help. And progression is going crazy. Oh, this is Haven Shadow. Let's check in on Haven. So, for folks who haven't been here for the last couple streams, Haven Shadow has been making incredible progress. So you can see that they've been playing for only 34 days. They've been playing for a month and change, right? Like, very little amounts of time, but look at the progress that they've gotten so far. They've already cleared TOA normal. TOA hard is 73, but that's not even the most impressive part. They already have a 1 minute 18 Giants time. They've got 113 Dragons. Like, very good. Meu Deus, olha o português dele, que bonitinho. Obrigado, Inveja. Obrigado. Muito obrigado. Meu sotaque é goiano, chat. Oh my goodness. Beijão, Goiânia. Sei demais, chat. Just kidding. I'm so kidding. Desculpa, não falo português, chat. So let's talk about this. So you're looking for a Spiritual Realm. I'm very happy. Do you understand everything we write? Not everything. Tudo não, but like not everything. I understand a few things, and some I can kind of fala português melhor que eu já. Obrigado. So I can understand a little bit, but not everything. And sometimes I can like que bonitinho. I see some stuff I know, some things I don't, but you'll kind of understand. You'll get a grasp of what I do and don't understand. I know just enough Portuguese to make people from Brazil laugh. You know, that's all I know. So this is actually looking good. So let's talk about Punishers first, because you already have the Vampire Walking Dogs plus Riley. What I'm going to recommend for you to do is to take out the Riley, make it less supporty, and instead see if you can put you understand this. Oh my god, that is hilarious. Yes, I understand. Confia no pai. Yeah, confia no pai. Confia, chat. So I'm gonna say take out the Riley. Let's go in real quick. Actually, I'd like to go in and check out the island real quick. And basically what I'm going to suggest to you is to actually take out the support. I think the dedicated Riley support is actually Stellars, eu também. I think it's actually a little bit too much. I think you can do without this. In fact, oh my god, wait a minute. Can you use Manananan? Wait, before I finish this thought, because what I was going to suggest is Ehrgar. I was going to say if you bring Ehrgar, you can actually use the dungeon lead of Ehrgar. And for safety, I want to make this clear for everybody. For safety in Punisher's Crypt, you can actually go right tower, left tower, boss. Like if it's really a consistency problem, like the team is kind of designed to like to go face. You know, in theory, you can just attack the boss and take it down. But I understand that it's a hard dungeon too. And if you just want consistency, you can go right tower, left tower, boss, right? And then that should solve your problem. It's obviously going to be slower, not drastically slower, but it will be slower. Alternatively, what happens if you bring Manananan? Isn't Manananan kind of fun with team up effects? Because his passive doesn't say on your turn. Attacks will deal 50% increased damage on enemies under harmful effects. 50% increased damage on enemies without beneficial effects. Additionally, decrease the HP of all enemies except the target by 40% of the damage dealt and inflicts continuous damage for 1 turn. Can you not throw this? I think you can use this here. Am I wrong? I'm pretty sure that you can use this on the vampire. So, Verd, the 3 dogs, Manananan. I'd love to see you try this. Even if it doesn't work, Fuji Pro Street Evan, are we getting Soul Strike today? Yes, there will be a Soul Strike stream today. I'm going to be streaming with Childish, and it will be at 2 p.m. Pacific time. So, in looks like just about 3 hours, right? Just about 3 hours from now. You'll rest. You know what? I've gotten plenty of. Well, I haven't gotten like. I haven't gotten significantly better. But yeah, this afternoon I will do Soul Strike. I would love to see you guys there. Life is going great, Shai Premi. Thank you for asking. How many LD scrolls should I save for an LD5, Evan? Dude, it's not about saving. It's not about saving. I got my one LD5 from a single light and dark scroll. That's the only thing. I got it from a single scroll. Now, am I happy with her? That's a different question. So I would try this, Haven, by the way. I would try using Manananan first. And just see how it goes. You may need to increase your crit rate on this guy a little bit. Not for punishers. Oh, let me answer your question about Spiritual Realm. What I would suggest, actually, too, is watch the video that I have on the YouTube channel about it. Because it goes into more detail. But I'll tell you the team right now. So the team is Verd, Lauren, Aster, which I think you have. Aster. Seek the Fire Hellhound, which is one of the first monsters you get in the game. Oh, excuse me. And two-way Rauk. Like, that's the team. And it'll clear. And it's extremely fast. And frankly, pretty fun. It's this team. Let me show you. Wait, what happened here? Oh, I'm done farming. That's perfect timing. Should we just try a run and just see what happens? Please don't fail. Please don't fail. Please don't fail live. Please don't fail live. Please don't fail live. Here. Oh, you saved like 50? You saved 50 LDs already? So yeah, like, I mean, in theory, this team is just the best option possible. Like, it's very good. And it's so easy to make. Is Soul Strike really that good game, Evan says Fastlicks? Oh yeah, 100%. But the thing is, here's the only thing you gotta know is that you gotta like idle RPGs or have a passing interest. Because it is an idle RPG at its core, right? Like, but that's why I like it. Because I've really had an interest in the genre. But like, I've had an interest in the genre for a long time. But like, for whatever reason, like, different games just haven't clicked with me, and Soul Strike clicks with me because it addresses a lot of problems that I had. And that's the team. It's really very clean, you know? Like, it's super easy to make too. Like, you can make it, it's not even that tough to make, which is great. The only thing is Seek. You really need the crit rate buff, because if you don't crit, you basically lose. That's the only problem. Sir Evan strikes my soul. I have an interest in red dots. Then it's for you. If you like red dots and you like idle RPGs, that's it. Evinu, I finally joined the guild. Yes, let's go. I have a guild in Soul Strike. It's called Chase the Dot. It is our mission statement, and it is also the main point of Soul Strike. Guys, is anybody trying the shop, by the way? Anybody trying the shop? Command shop, you can check it out. Maybe I've missed some things, but that's... Time to dust off Aster. She's been sitting in storage for so long now. She is one of my favorite... Oh, is it Command Shop? I'm sorry, it's Command Store. That's my fault. Sorry. Wait, I should change that. I should add that as a command, shouldn't I? Hold on. Let me add that as an alternate. Where's Command Store? Command Store. Let me add that as an alias. All right, there we go. Now both work. Double scam. Sorry. Dude, that's my bad. That's my bad, chat. Okay. Dude. Oh my God, something's wrong with me. Do you think my defense is good to get Guardian? If not, what would you change? Zen is on Swift Will plus 222 speed. Let's take a look. Wow. Holy heavens, dude. Asking me about a Guardian level defense? Mateus, that I don't know. Oh, actually, this if Zen is that fast, speed lead, Zen goes, strips everything, mixes up. Then what's her name goes, applies defense break and invincibility. Like that seems very good, especially if it's speed tuned so that the Byung-Chul goes right after and AoEs everybody. Giselle, that's what it is. That's what it, Giselle. Thank you. Like, this seems pretty fast, pretty fantastic. Nani! Dude, I love it. I love it. The hype, the nanis. The Evan thumbs. Y'all, this is awesome. Should I make it larger on screen? Or is it, should I make it, dude, the slow. They're calling it. See, this is what I'm talking about. See, so like this, maybe I should put this here so that way like you guys can see it over my shirt. Thoughts on that? What do you guys think? Look at that. I think that's pretty good. That's dope. This is great. Oh my God. Y'all have so many points, by the way. We're going to be like, it's going to be constant. So maybe with that said, maybe I actually shouldn't have it that large. You know what I mean? Maybe I should have it like this. The uncomfortable Evan Award. Okay, let me go look at this. Let's see what we got. Where's Byung-Chul? There he is. So this, in theory, so the only thing that I would say is that like they might need to be closer together in the tuning. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'd love to hear chat's feedback too, because that's the only thing that I can think of is they might be. Are they far apart in the tuning? They're a little far apart in the tuning. Does he actually boost at all? No. Giselle, that's what I'm thinking. I think this needs to be closer to Zen. That is the main thing. That's the main thing that I would say. That's the only room for improvement that I see in this defense right off the gate. Basically, you want there to be less of a gap between Zen and Giselle. Just, I mean, clearly, right? I know you know, but for the people who are watching as well, is like, you don't want people to cut in because you're going to all the effort of stripping, and then readjusting attack bars. The last thing you want to do is give the opponent an opportunity to like cut in and disrupt your flow, be it through hard or soft crowd control, like through attack bar reduction or like stun, and then just kind of mess up the comp, right? Because all it takes is someone to disrupt this, and then it's GG. So that's the only thing that I would caution you on. If you want to commit to that, I think your speed should be okay, but like KK Games is saying it's Leah food. It could be. That's what I would say. I hope that helps. What is your rank right now, actually? What is your rank currently? I didn't check that. It's a G1. You've gotten G1 before. What was the defense you used prior? Was it this one or no? Oh, and so I know that people were looking for you were looking for an account to do content on. You need to make YouTube content. Stormlord, why don't you can also just like find RTA replays, unless I don't know exactly what you're trying to do. Brazil, man. NBA. New player here, done with most of PvE, trying to get into TOA heck. Wondering what I should focus on for it. Let me check. So if you're a new player, it depends on how new. So you've got an F3 in Arena, F3 in RTA. You got 119 Giants. Oh, this is good. This is very similar to the Dragons. This is very similar to the Dragons team that I'm using right now. I just don't use Sabrina. Instead, I use Crow in that slot. So if you wanted to get into TOA heck, what I would recommend doing is getting, oh, what is her name? Is it Dongbik? What is her name? Chat, the light string master is coming up in a second here, and she is pretty good with Bulwark. Oh, am I checking the wrong person? I'm checking the wrong person. Oh, maybe it bumped up when I was touching it. New player here, most of PvE done. Looking at TOA Heck? I don't think so. Is this? Oh, yeah, I think. Oh, yeah, you're right. This is a different account. This is a different account. What the heck? Must have gotten. Yeah, it is Dongbik. Okay, thank you. It is Dongbik. So I would try to get her from the Hall of Heroes because she's coming up in a couple weeks if you don't already have her. Her skill set is very, like, it's very good for TOA Heck because basically she imposes a dot on everybody as soon as they get in. But I would not necessarily super suggest to prioritize TOA Heck. It's not, like, mandatory content. Da Vinci, let me go back. Let me look at what you got so far. So you've done TOA 100, TOA Hell. You've got a really fast Giants time, which is great. 48 seconds is awesome. PPHP, welcome, dude. I'm not doing too hot today, PPHP. I'm feeling sick, dude. I'm not great, but I'm better than yesterday. We're improving, and I'm on Dayquil. I'm on the vitamin C. I'm on coffee. Look at this. We're doing great. I'm thriving right now, dude. So just to finish that thought, I don't think I would prioritize TOA Heck. What I would say is raids. I think raids is the way to improve, like, the best. I think building an R5 team would be super helpful. Like, it's kind of it's an iterative process. I say that about a lot of content in the game. What you want to do is you need, like, 3 starter teams, essentially. If you don't want to go the BJ5 route, you can go the BJ5 route, in which case that would take up one of the teams. But, like, I think raids is probably the best way to. What is R5? Strictly speaking, raid level 5. Let me just show. Oh, actually, let me show you here. Rift raid level 5. This is one of the best ways to improve your account. So if you feel like you're stuck, if you feel like maybe you've plateaued and, like, you don't know what to do next, oftentimes the answer is raid. In fact, it's what I'm focusing on right now. I've just been sitting doing times 30 battles of R5. This is my comp, by the way, right? And so it's like, this ultimately can be made into something free to play. You would just remove the Anavel, the Brandia, and the Aerial as necessary. Those are the only free to play options. And then essentially what it can be is it can just be, you can just change out, just look at the archetypes, right? Like, Brandia is damage. So just swap this for damage and then swap Anavel and Aerial for cleanse. That's what that is. That's just, they're just trying to be, that can be any cleanse ability that is not on a passive. Heck, it could be Lisa. It could be the Fire Neostone agent. You know, it could be anything. And I'm using a BJ5 version, but yours does not need to be. Raw business. Can you check my R5? Yeah. Oh, and KK Games says R5 is an absolute must for progress. Feels like people don't tell newer players that enough. Dude, I completely agree with you. Oftentimes, if you can just build... Oh, excuse me. If you can just build an R5 team, and I know that's easier said than done, that's going to escalate your progress more than anything. And ultimately, what you want to look for is, like, the tankiness. If you guys want me to bring up my teams again, I can. So the only thing, Raw Business, is that I can look at your R5, but it's only going to show me one of your comps. It's not going to show me all 3 of them. I started playing a week ago, and I'm trying to perfect my first B10 team. Papa Rock, let me just look real quick. Let's see what we can do. Oh, wow, you did start playing just a week ago. Oh, my gosh, and you have been doing your homework. Look at you. Look at you. Yeah, this is exactly the team you should be using for B10. Just so you know, though, the team will change for Abyss. Judging based on the homework you've done, I'm sure you already know. But, like, Giants Abyss is going to be significantly harder than B10. At least at the beginning. So I just want to double check and make sure that you have the units available that you're going to need to pivot. You do have a Shannon, you do have a Belladion. Usually for starter teams getting into that content, I recommend using Belladion and Shannon instead of Fran and Lauren, because these are both single hits, right? Belladion heals and applies defense break, and then this buffs your attack and your defense. She can also apply glancing, which is a huge help for that content. The glance is just like the world. The glance is everything. Same with the slow that she applies. Oh, man. Whew. Sorry, guys. I'm just getting a little stuffy. Whew. My goodness. I promise I'll be better by next week, by the way, guys. I'm just not feeling very well today. Thanks for bearing with me and hanging out regardless. I was really looking forward to seeing you guys today. This is a great build for Veramos early too. PPHP, that's exactly the sort of question I like to get asked on this too, is what to help people with. Like what's the next milestone I should look for? That's a kind of what we're doing right now actually, where it's like after B10, let's set our sights on Giants Abyss. Yeah, your Giants Abyss team I think can mostly stay the same. The only thing that I would say is just to remove the Fran and the Lauren because of how many multi-hits they have and to replace them with Shannon and Bella Dion. Now, like, quick thing from me on this one. I actually don't know if they need to be Second Awakened for this. They may not. I would 6-star them purely so they could take a hit, or at least Bella Dion. Shannon, the boss is going to glance on her most of the time, so it should be okay. No Hey says, is Julienne Triple Nemesis worth it? Fish Feast answered right afterwards with Vio-Nem is better, and I totally agree with that. I think a Violent Julienne is probably the way to go. A Violent Julienne is one of the most dangerous things in the RTA environment right now. Like, the dude is insane, truly. So I would maybe stick to Violent for him because that extra bit of damage when someone's not expecting it can be great. Two-turn cooldown on his skill 2. And a stun makes Vio very strong. Yes. That was hard for me to read for some reason, but yes. You are doing fantastic, by the way. You already have 2 fusions done. You already have 2 fusions and a Second Awakening. This is actually insane progress. Congratulations on the Sekhmet, by the way. And the Etna. Whoa, look at all these Nat 5s. Oh my god. Dude, congratulations on this progress. This account is looking stellar. This is already such a good account. Well done, Papa Rock. Let me go back up because I think I was missing some people real quick. Any chance of review, Jester? Yeah, let's do it. And helping with my dungeon teams, they said. Oh my gosh, a Lima? I would commit a small crime for a Lima. Small crime. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy, but I would do something. If I got a guaranteed Lima at the end of it. Like, fraud, probably not. Probably wouldn't commit fraud for a Lima. But like I would do something else. Can't think of it right now. But I'll think later. I can barely think at all. Guys, I'm struggling. I need a cough button. I'm realizing I need a cough button. So this is an admirable time if it's consistent. So the big thing about Abyss, guys, with the advent of Abyss as well as times 30 repeat battles, consistency is key. Like, that's the consistency more than speed, right? So what I would say though is that you're probably at a point where you could speed this up. He would jaywalk in front of a yes, exactly, PPA. That's exactly what I was looking for. I would jaywalk within like the vision cone of a police officer for a Lima. I would. That's a really good, that's a great suggestion. Exactly. Moving on. Hey, Forsaken. Welcome. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow. Now that we've established consistency is king, I would say that you could probably speed this up a little bit, and you might actually get better results by changing to single hit, or at least one of these. I think you could part with either Fran or Lauren. For this Abyss hard team, I think this time is looking a little bit long, you know, so I there's definitely something there. Let me go look. Let's see what's going on. While making eye contact. Let's just see what's up with this. Maybe it's the Verd. Yeah, the Verd is not on damage, which is fine. He doesn't have to be. Doesn't have to be, right? It's a starter team. He doesn't have to be on damage. This should be on damage, though. This should absolutely be on damage. I think that's what's going on. So this thing right here, so 98. So here's something that I would change right away. Let me just check the time for this. So this is 90. Whoa. Okay. Let me just look around before. I want to see everything before I say what I'm going to say. Not. Oh my God, you've got an Elenoa? Dude, an Elenoa? Did I mistake this for a Lima, or do you have a Lima too? I might have mistaken it for a Lima. Unless you have a Lima as well. That'd be crazy. Okay, so here's the only thing that I was going to say. I think the turn order might be... Sorry, guys. Pragan Gold, what's up, dude? How old is this account? I did not look. I should have looked. I think this speed tuning might be slightly off for this. The only thing that I would implore you to double check would be to make sure that your Lauren is going first, then your Lauren moves first, then your Crow, then your Spectra, and then your Veramos. If you're using, I think you are using the Veramos, right? Let me just double check that. And I think I would shift this to a crit damage build. I would shift this to a rage build on speed, crit damage, HP. So keep this slot the same, but speed, crit damage, HP. And some of this, I think, is auto rune. So we're gonna speed this guy up a little bit too. Some of this is auto rune, and the only reason I'm saying that, it might be wrong. I am partially making an assumption here, but the reason I say that is because I'm seeing an offset. A complete offset is normally a sign of auto runing, right? So it's like Rage and Blade, though this might be intentional. Let's just go check the Spectra really fast. See. Like swift and energy, right? And in theory, there's not a lot wrong with that. But what I mean to say is that with this Dragons team, you kind of need to be intentional about the way things are moving. And there's a method to the madness. You want Lauren to move first so that she applies defense break. Then you want your Crow to move so he has the opportunity to apply a brand. Or you have a second chance at defense break if for whatever reason Lauren missed. Then your 2 damage dealers, right? Because right now we're missing a little bit of damage. We're missing a little damage because Crow is at a point where he's slow, so he's going to be interrupted by the boss, right? So then after Crow moves, you want your Spectra to go, and you want your Spectra to use skill 2, right? Huge max HP damage scaling. It's going to be a lot. If you're finding that he's using skill 3 too much and it's not helping you, you can actually swap him out for Shaman instead. That's totally fine. And then you can use Veramos. And then Veramos is big skill 2. And the last thing to move on your team would be that Verd. Verd doesn't have to be crit damage. I like him on crit damage, and eventually you'll probably want him to be too. But for all intents and purposes, when you're starting out, doesn't have to be. So that's what I would change. That's what I would change for this comp. So just in summary, double check the speed tuning and shift both Spectra and Veramos to a crit damage build. Spectra does not need to be on speed slot 2. I just want to throw that out there. Like for what we use him for, he doesn't need to be, because he has the fastest base speed in the game. So if you're using him as a damage dealer, you can put him on attack or HP and then crit attack or HP on slot 2, crit damage on slot 4, and then HP on slot 6. Like, anything else is fine because you can find that speed in the substats. In fact, you might find that one of the hardest things in ruining him is keeping him slow enough, right? You want to slow him the heck down. Oh, and raw business. That is a very eloquent way of like putting it. Minimum 155 speed total in order to not get cut by the boss. Exactly. I'm actually going to incorporate that into the way I describe it. Usually I tell people I like plus 40-ish speed just to make it sound appropriate, but that's a very specific number. I like it. Haven, what? Evan, I did it. R5 team is done. Haven Shadow in the what? In the time that we've been talking about, you made an R5 team? Dude, I'm so proud of you. You are killing it. You are seriously killing every single time I talk to you. Your progression is insane. That's fantastic. Oh, man. Whew. Sorry, guys, I'm getting a little winded. Hey, Evan, can you help me come up with follow-up picks for my Cigar, Chandra, Laura core team? My chat name is Infamous Wolf. What's up, Infamous Wolf? So Chandra, Cigar, and Laura. Also, I would say that this kind of varies person to person, but I would say to prioritize the Chandra over the Cigar most of the time. Most of the time. Because he is the most picked, or not, I shouldn't say most picked. He was rated as like the highest tier monster on Seishizo's tier list for RTA Season 29. Did you guys see that? That's crazy. That unit has come so far. Like, Chandra used to be, like, was he ever the worst? I don't know if he was ever the worst of the Beast Monks. That whole family has come so far. It took a lot of readjusting. I think that they have essentially gotten an entire rework. I would say that those units have been entirely reworked from how they were when I started playing Summoners War. They've come a long way from dungeon leads, ineffective first skills, like, kind of forgettable skill sets in general. He was the worst at some point. I heard Rahul was always bad. Yeah, Ritesh was OP. I remember Ritesh being the only one in the whole family that people really wanted. That's what I remember. Okay. So Mr. Fish. So let's take a look. So Chandra, Cigar, Laura. Something I would remind people as well, like, if you want to play off meta, that's totally fine too, but if you are planning to play with the meta, such as Chandra and Cigar, if you have a Velajewel, it might be good to take the Velajewel so you split it up. So you've got speed lead, you've got protection, you've got double strip, partial follow-up. I would put Laura and Chandra in the category that says, like, okay, they strip, and they also kind of have the follow-up after the strip, right? Kind of like a Chung Pung in that sense. You need damage. But you need stuff to follow that. So this would be a point where you kind of decide, do you want to lean more into the crowd control? Do you want to lean into like single target damage? What do you want to do? Because you have like, whoa, you've got Jara for defense break. Wow. You've got like, you do have the Jara if you were so inclined. You could go Jara Chakra if you wanted to be kind of funny with it, actually, because like this is kind of a cute little thing you could do. You could do huge defense break and branding into speed scaling damage. Infamous Wolf says more crowd control with some damage. Then you could choose to do Layla if you wanted. Want to take advantage of my Chakra. Oh, you do want to take advantage of Chakra. Oh, good night, Novu. Novu Retro Play Stars. Evan, good night, bro. Good night, dude. Sleep well. So in that case, then, why don't you could do Jara? You could do Jara Chakra. That would be fun. I would at least have that, but maybe Savannah Chakra. Savannah would be kind of sick too. But actually, in theory, they already have their attack bars reduced, right? So if the team is working properly, right? Speed lead, Laura goes, assuming they don't ban your Laura. Strip everybody, hopefully, and then Cigar reduces their attack bars. So you already got that covered. So I don't know. I'm shooting for the stars here, but you could do Jara into Chakra. Like that is a sick team. That is objectively so cool. Like I really want to use this monster. I really wish that I had one. I think it's really neat. But yeah, you need damage. So I would have like Chakra Ruined. Why not Jara? I would have Jara Ruined. Oh, you could do like Amber as well. Do Amber, Tayor. Like if we're just looking for damage options, right? We can talk about one or two for each of the elements. You could go like Amber or Tayor, Jara Chakra. You could even go, man, I actually just saw Rocky used well. Wait, where's did you see Sonya? I'm not as big of a fan of Sonya right now, actually. I have to say, we're at a point right, and here's why. And it's not Sonya's fault. It's our fault. It's because we're all too used to Sonya's, and the meta has partially shifted because of Sonya. Everybody ruins their stuff on high defense right now. Chandra has like, sometimes people might tech against it. I don't think Chandra is likely to, but it's like there are other units in here, like the Velajul that people are likely going to be picking, the Cigar that people are going to be picking. Like, I think that usually people are kind of teching against Sonya. Oh my god. My Gyo, Infamous Wolf, my Gyo is triple defense now because of Sonya. Exactly. So I'm not as big of a fan of Sonya in the current state. I actually think that we're gonna see something where she is phased out, just because like people know, people get it. Like that clause is too easy to play around. So just for the record, I don't think that your suggestion is bad. Again, my problem isn't with Sonya. It's with us. It's with our collective meta shifting. We've all gotten a little too used to it. I'm ruining I have like a high defense Wadam, and that's crazy. That's actually crazy talk. Yo, Evan, what should I farm if I have less than 5 good sets for siege attack, but still stuck for World Guild battle? And every siege is draining my mana stones like crazy because switching runes from one to another. Ferris, dude, that's a very good question. And I would also like to get chat's involvement in this too, what they suggest. If it's purely a mana issue, then whatever you farm, whatever you're farming is like, it's gonna feed you back that mana. And I would say that like, that is, you know, mana's purpose. But if you're running super low and you're trying to restock on mana, I would do the mana dungeon when it comes out. I would just do regular rune farming and farm there. But I guess I would just need to know a bigger root of the problem. Are you just looking for more sets, or are you looking for more mana? Because I suppose the answer is kind of similar actually. Now that I say that, right? Like, if you need mana, the answer is to farm runes. And if you need more sets, the answer is also to farm runes. So if it depends on what set you're looking for, but I would just... R5 and 4 gives good mana too, says Vulcan. Yeah, that's a good point as well. And as Stella Maki, as in an emergency, you can sell materials too. Well said, guys. Necro runes sell for a lot, but if I... Focus Dragon, says the Salty Brawler. Yeah. Hi, man. What do you think of Mi Ying? Jorge, what's going on, dude? So what do you think of Mi Ying? I like Mi Ying. Now, I'm not a Mi Ying owner, so I can't speak on it definitively. But I think Mi Ying carries high threat. I like the change to his passive that offers damage reduction. It depends. What do you think of Mi Ying? Do you like him? Do you think he needs adjustment? Where do you own one? Did you just get one? I think it's a good unit. I think it's kind of sick. But yeah, so that Infamous Wolf, that is my suggestion. Like if someone first picks Chandra or Cigar, I doubt first pick Laura is a thing. Yeah, so then I think what you could probably try to do is you could probably try to go for a snipe if you wanted to. You could try to go for a snipe comp if you were so inclined. You could still pick your Laura if you wanted to, so that way you have the speed, get another speed lead, and then you could go for something like the Federica. You could go for, I saw you had Daphnis in there if you wanted. Like, you could do snipe. I know that's actually, what I would recommend you do is you should watch the Guardians Club tournament, actually. Genie was in a very similar spot. So his main 3 picks were what you were saying. It was Chandra, Cigar, and Velajul. So not Laura, but Velajul. He was playing to the meta. But if somebody picked those away from him, he would do a snipe comp. So that could play to your strengths. You've got the speed in Laura, and then you can pick something to kind of make them play in a monster deficit early. I just don't know if I would do Sonya. You could pick a Sonya if you wanted to, like at the end, if you see that they might not have high defense. I would just caution you against it, because I think people are getting used to it. Whew. Shaft Thruster, shared info Verd. Hey, look at this. That's a really strong Verd. That is a strong, that hits really hard. He gets cut. He's probably going to get cut by the boss, but you know what? That's okay. You're welcome, Infamous Wolf. Avery, don't ignore me, buddy. You know that I have an ignore store item now, so if you're feeling ignored, there's also an emote that can pop up. If you're feeling ignored, I think it is this one, actually. I think it's that one. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to ignore you. Look at my profile. Whoo, chat. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm getting a little winded. I'm not feeling... If you guys are joining late, I'm not feeling very well. I've been fighting a cold since the weekend. Wait, apps. Dude, what the? It's app. Is that apps? Store failed. Oh, sorry. It might be on cooldown. Hydrate. I don't have water. I only have coffee. Dude, your profile is beautiful, by the way. Heavens to Betsy. Avery, you know he overlooks us. Raw business. How many times have I said your name this stream? I do not overlook you. Oh wait, are you trying? Unless you're trying to say something in here. Help? What do you need help? Wait, are you saying help? Wait a minute. Maybe I have been overlooking you. You can hydrate with coffee. Roger that. Hey, preach, dude. Preach. I think you're right. Genesis Prime. What's going on, dude? Genesis says, yo, Evan has the hangover from that 3-day bender. Can't believe you stole a cop car. That is not the case, man. I'm just sick, dude. It's good to see you, Genesis. Let's answer Tyler, dude, real quick. So, hello. I played 10 years ago in middle school and just started playing again a couple weeks ago. I'm very overwhelmed with my account and need some directions on where to go next. Rune quality on my account is not good, so we're trying to turn that around. Any advice is appreciated. Thanks. Tyler, I completely sympathize, by the way, because like the game has changed a lot. People in chat can reiterate this as well, but like the game has significantly changed. If we're talking years ago, right? Like in 2023, there was a massive shift in Summoner's War. I think, and it was called Reloaded, right? Like it was a pretty massive change. Like the game is remarkably different. Like the repeat battles, the Abyss dungeons, I don't know how long it's been since you played, but like, you know, the whole awakening system is different. Like everything. Oh, Kits, hold that question. So if Blood Yaw worth it for the skill up event? Hold that question and we'll talk about it after this. Please, if you could remind me. I would love that. So it looks like you've got the right idea for the Giants team, right? So you've got kind of like a hybrid here of a speed team. If this is consistent, I wouldn't change it. But if it isn't consistent, then I would. This is actually very similar to what I'm using. I'm just not using Savannah and Lauren. I'm instead using Konamiya, and I forget what the other piece I'm using actually is. I'm using something else. I forget. What is it? Hold on. What am I using? This is very similar to my team. Oh, I'm using Prylia. I'm not using this. Or am I using that? I don't think oh no, I'm using Shaman. Boom. That's my comp. This is my comp. You're basically running the same thing, right? Just instead of Prylia, this is Savannah. And then instead of this, you've got Lauren. So it is very similar. That account or that kind of team is a little bit difficult to rune. You need triple fight in certain circumstances. So I've got both Konamiya and Prylia on triple fight sets. So it can be a little difficult. So what I would do is I would look at it objectively and say, is this working? Is this moving at the speed I want it to move? If the answer is yes, if it's getting around a minute every time, fantastic. Don't change it. I actually think that's an admirable time, and for times 30, that's perfect. However, if you think that something's off, I would change something. So I would start with the Lauren. I would see if maybe the multi-hits are roughing you up a little bit and making it difficult to continue. I would think about Second Awakening Shaman if you haven't yet. Second Awakening Shaman has a lot of benefits, and it's also going to help you in Necropolis. It's going to help you in Calderon, basically anywhere. Konagi, are you able to beat all 20 levels in time limit for lab? And Genesis says, Konagi, the Trickaroo can do it. Dude, if I'm being honest, don't tell my guild leader I say that. I should play lab more. I don't play a lot of lab. I'm so sorry. Oh, that's a really good question. So Besten, and maybe Genesis could help me with this one as well, actually. Besten has an interesting question. Could you help me understand bomb stuns? Is it easier to stun with more bombs, or is it just one check? If just one, whose accuracy matters? That's a really good question. I believe it is I think it is checking the accuracy of the person who applied the bomb. But my question is, does it only check once, or does it check once per bomb? My instinct would be to say that it checks per bomb, because it is an effect of the bomb debuff. So it's like every single one of those bombs should have a trigger that goes on the stack to check accuracy resistance to see if they resist it. That would be my instinct, but I don't know if that's correct. And I'd love to hear if someone in chat has insight on that. Genesis Prime has like a really good understanding of like how the game functions, and I know that the chat is a big repository of information in here, so it's like I'll err on the side of their recommendation. Let me go on this account and see what's going on. Guys, I'm not feeling too hot today. Hoo-wee. I think it's been about 4 hours since I've taken Dayquil, so I think I'm gonna take another dose in a minute. Maybe right after stream I'll take another dose of Dayquil. Woof. I hope the cold doesn't linger for much longer though. I'm so done with the cold. I'm so over it. I hate being sick. It keeps me out of the gym too. That's the part that I hate the most. Beston says, yeah, that was what I was thinking as well, but not sure if it actually has multiple checks. You should take the Soul Strike stream. I'm just guessing. No, dude, Kanagi, that's so nice. I don't want to do that though. And I'm streaming with Childish today. It'll be great. So Genesis says, you really don't want my opinion on accuracy resistance within the game, but I think it's accuracy check for each install. I think so too. That would be my instinct. For sure, that would actually be mine. No problem, Beston. I wish I could give you a more concrete answer, but unfortunately you've brought to me a very unique and good question. That's the only thing that I would say to that is, yeah, I think it is. I don't think it combines into one check. I think it's individual checks. And the basis for that, again, is that it's a part of the debuff. So if you have a bomb installed on somebody, if you have 2 bombs installed, right, and one of them's at 1 turn and one of them is at 2 turns, when the first bomb detonates, it checks to stun. When the next bomb detonates, it then checks to stun again, right? So it's like, it sounds obvious on paper, but what I mean to say is every time a single one is detonating, you're checking to see if it's stunning. So why would it be different if like they all detonate at the same time? You know what I'm saying? I can't tell if that was coherent or not. The sickness in me is keeping me from seeing if I'm speaking coherently. I'm hopeful that came across as understandable. So since each one would check as they detonate independently, I figured they would still check when they detonate all at once. That's the logic. Okay. So, I was checking the Giants team. The Giants team. Okay. There's this. Nice damage. Nice damage on this, actually. Whoa, 264. And remember, guys, crit rate 54% is actually okay if you're using the crit rate lead. For if you're using Teshar's leader skill, this is actually totally okay. I don't see Shaman. Where's Shaman? Is this the Shaman? Oh my gosh, dude. You are putting a lot of faith in this bird. I think he's going to need a little bit more speed. I would put him on speed. Oh my gosh. You actually have all this crit damage from the subs. I would just put him on speed slot 2, though. Even though these are good sub stats down here, I put him on speed slot 2. And you have Prylia. Looks like you're working on this. You could totally do this, actually. You could totally make this speed team, actually. I think you're not that far from it, dude. And then, yeah, I would just remove this, and I would instead, if you're going to commit to the speed team, I would fully commit, and I'd say go Konamiya instead. Your team is looking solid, man, and I actually don't think that your runes are that far off, but I completely understand like the feeling of being overwhelmed from all the changes. The only thing is, remember, if you take one thing away from this review, is that like consistency is king. So it's like if your team is functioning properly and you're able to do times 30, or even if you get 29 out of the 30, like that's okay, you know, like I think that's great. Evan, don't ignore me. Wait, Avery, what is it that you need? What can I do for you? I opened the profile. What is it that you need, buddy? I got you, bro. You're welcome, Tyler. Oh, my head. Evil the Bunny. Met you with my 2 small sons at the Los Angeles event a couple months ago. Would love for you to help with my R5 team. Dude, let's do it. Let's help. So, the only thing I will say, Evil the Bunny, is that it's only going to show me this one team. So what I will say is that I think I could probably instead offer some advice, right? So let's bring mine up again. Not trying to say mine is the fastest, but I am saying that, you know, it works. It'll do times 30 without failing. So let's talk about some tenets of the team, right? So you've got the BJ5. And again, if yours is working, don't change anything. If it's failing, that's a problem. So what I have on screen will do 30 runs, no losses, over and over and over again like clockwork. So this is kind of where we're taking it. And I know that Ariel, Annabelle, and Brandia are not free to play. So what I would just say is remove them and look at what they're providing instead, right? So in Ariel, I'm looking for cleanse. I'm looking for AoE cleanse that also offers a heal. That could even be Second Awaken Lulu. Lisa, the Fire Neostone agent, does not heal, but she does full team cleanse and she attacks. Then over here, we had Annabelle and Brandia. We can replace Annabelle with any cleanser that you've got. I mean, heck, again, even Konamiya could do that. You could also think about doing like any Nat 5s you picked up along the way, like if you happen to have, say, a Wusa or something that has immunity. And then the other thing was Brandia. For that one, you just need damage. You can bring whatever damage dealer that you've accumulated. So this is like the staple, right? So you want damage reduction, you want support, you want cleanse on a skill, not on a passive. Ferris's Freya works as well. She's the Fire Sylphid, if I'm not mistaken. Is that Freya? The Fire Sylphid? And then you basically want survivability. So we've got defense lead here. We have Darian to reduce damage. We have Diaz to reduce damage. We have attack bar reduction. These are like the staples. So I know that this is... I have those three. Oh, you have those 3 Nat 5s? Dude, if you have those 3 Nat 5s, then you know what? Honestly, no change necessary. No change. Like this will do it. I was farming it before stream today. So it's like, this will do it. Fish Feast, Mav is super solid free to play in R5 as well. That's a great point. Man, I hope Mav gets a Second Awaken one day. I don't know what they'd add to that little guy. He's got everything already. Generic. Recently pulled Hanwul. Oh my god. Oh, so Evil, what I would say is then take a screenshot of this. Because like this, I mean, this will do it. And I would even say that the light homunculus is probably optional as well, right? Like this could even be Ikaru or Rauk, right? I just use her because it's another heal, it's attack buff, you know? But this could be Ikaru. This could be anything. It doesn't, so you don't have to have it be the light one. Let me just bring up Hanwul real quick, guys. Hanwul is sick, and it's actually, I think Hanwul gets seriously slept on. Granted, I think the reason people aren't super excited about Hanwul all the time is because he mostly lives in arena offense. But he is, dude, where he is good. Like, he is great. So skill 3, draw. So he hits an AoE attack, can't be counterattacked, but passive skills of the enemies will not be activated. So when people see that skill, they think Verd, right? They think, oh, it can't be counterattacked. It's not just Verd. It is Verd, but it isn't just Verd. I'm talking like Abelio. I'm talking Triana. I'm talking about Kinky. You can crit Kinky with this skill. It straight up does not check. It doesn't check passives. It is so good. I love this unit. And honestly, if you need more inspiration for what you can do or like how well he can perform, I would talk to Stoic. Stoic uses Hanwul as an arena offense in a cleave, and it's really satisfying. It's basically the cocky cleave, right? So it's like strip with like, you know, Tiana, Galleon, Hanwul, right? You could even use like if you happen to have say the dark runesmith, the dark hammersmith. Like you could, Deborah is her name, I think. You could, I don't have her, but you could bring her if you happen to have her. Okay. Hinansho, you want to summon my 2,500 Mystics? Oh, dude, I would love to. I would absolutely love to, but I'm so sorry. Unfortunately, I don't think I can, because since I actually work for the company and like logging into accounts is technically against TOS, that's kind of like one of those gray areas where I probably shouldn't. It's actually not a gray area. It's probably a pretty defined area where I can't. But you know, if you get someone to do it for you, I'm no snitch. But I really appreciate you asking, because I would love to if I could. What to focus on? 60 days? Is this actually 60 days? Dude. Whoa. What was Gabriel's questions? Gabriel, so I didn't actually see Gabriel's question. I'm just seeing answers. Let me scroll real quick, guys. Oh, so Gabriel said, "Hey Evan, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good day." I am having a good day, by the way. Thank you so much for that, Gabriel. I am. I'm still not, like I said, I know I've said it a lot. I'm not feeling well today, but like I'm having an objectively good day. I will say that. Like it is like remove myself from my body, like ignore how I'm feeling like physically, and I'm having a great day. And this is honestly so much fun for me. So thank you. So Gabriel's question said, I play for a long time and it feels like I never get good runes. So much that I'm losing interest. Do you have any tips? So that, and I want to just say what Salty Brawler said, and then I want to use that as a jumping pad. Gabriel, I went through the same thing, and how I overcame it is by lowering my expectations on what makes a good rune. Not saying take every rune you see, but maybe your expectations are too high. So here's where I'd like to take that and kind of pivot on it. So it's not necessarily lowering your expectations, but it's finding your focus point. Or did you say that too? Also with the TOA, shift your focus to there and work on clearing. Oh, with the new TOA stuff, shift your focus. Okay, so here's what I want to say about that, is that it isn't necessarily lowering your expectations of what makes a good rune. It is finding what stat or stat priorities you have. You know, what stat you want to focus on, where you're weak. Here's an anecdote that I share sometimes on stream, but I feel like it's very relevant, and it's still relevant to this day. It's no secret, I had awful crit rate, I had terrible speed, right? Like these are 2 points that I needed improvement on. And I set out and I said, I'm going to get better crit rate and I'm going to get better speed. So at that point in the game, I was still early game bordering mid game, right? So I wasn't where I am today, clearly, because this was years ago, right? I rolled every rune that had crit rate and speed. So if I got a blue rune that had the combination of the 2 stats I was looking for, I rolled it. If I got a double roll in one or the other, I kept it, right? That is the analytical approach you want to take when going into rune farming. Because I think, especially with the multi-cell function, I think people have taken a back seat when it comes to like their account progression. It's very easy to hit auto sell, not look at them, not look at any chance that you could have to roll a better rune. It's like, if you know that you need more speed and you get a slot 4 rune that has 6 speed, crit rate, and 2 bunk stats, like flat defense, flat attack, and you don't roll it, but that's a problem. You know, what you should do, even let's say 1 bunk stat. Let's say it's a hero rune. Let's say it's a purple rune. You should still try to roll that and see if you get a trip roll in speed. A rune that trip rolls, even if it's got bunk stats, can still become a great rune. And the reason for that is because you can gem out the bunk stat. You can grind on top of the speed. You can grind on top of whatever you gem out. And then all of a sudden, you might have the fastest rune, one of the most efficient runes that you have for that slot. So truly what it is it's one of those things where you just want to find the stats that you need improvement on, and don't expect a single rune to solve all of those problems. You want to be able to like find it. I'm going on a little long, but I think you get the point. The other thing is like, dude, the events right now are popping. Like, I know that is like seriously though, like, you know, in addition to like the perspective shift, like these events are fantastic, right? Like the 49 ones, and for the daily rune craft. Oh my god, hold on, sorry guys. Okay, for the grind, so sorry guys, I'm sorry guys, I'm so stiffy or stuffy. I combined the words stuffy and sniffly. This daily runecraft event, do not sell these runes automatically if they come out of the box bad. I don't think I've gotten one rune yet that is like outstanding from this raw, remember, this is a re-app opportunity. We are getting re-apps handed to us like crazy from these events. You should be crafting your re-apps weekly. This is your ticket, the daily Runecraft event. This is your ticket to getting some of the best legend runes you've ever seen, because they're going to come to you bad. They'll probably, exactly, I'm seeing it in chat. Evan preaching about the runes, reappraise, keep runes that have grindable value. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Juan. Thank you, everybody. Exactly. Re-apps are very few per week. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We're getting, basically, we're getting the foundation for what will become one day fantastic runes. And we are getting re-apps. Dude, new events come out all the time that have re-apps. New events come out all the time that have re-apps. I know that they're few and far between, but that's why you want to, they're an incredibly important item. So you want to get them when you can. That's the thing. Like, we've got the Magic Workshop. We've got all this stuff going on. So just make sure that you're getting the re-apps. Look at this. Already got the re-app. Already got the 3 re-apps in here. Oh. Sorry, guys. I'm getting worked up on the runes. But I think it's an important conversation. Dude, Gabriel, I'm so glad that you asked this, because it opened up an avenue for conversation that I think is really important, to be honest, because I don't think everybody necessarily knows this. You know, it's like, you need to go in this very deliberately, looking at the stats that you need to improve on. I was like, dude, my crit rate sucks, and that kind of hurt. When Seppi told me that, I was a little bit salty, but he was right, and my account's better for it. You know, my crit rate and my speed suck. So I was like, you know what? You're right. I'm gonna lose the ego for a second. I'm just gonna say, you know what? I need more crit rate and I need more speed. And you'll be surprised when you're looking for these stats and you're actively rolling them. You're gonna see that they're there, right? It's not every rune needs to satisfy every condition. That's the other thing. Okay. Needs a Vioproc and an ally to boost his res to illness. Hope you get better soon, buddy. Thank you. Whew. Oh, can I shout out another comment before we leave this too? Estella Maki said something really insightful that I just wanted to say. So the best use for the daily Runecraft event is to make your dungeon teams better so you can farm infinite runes in case you don't have a great team yet. Super well said. I've been telling people that depending on your state in the game, you should probably be getting rage runes, actually. There's a strong argument to get rage runes, because right now we have like these speed teams that are developing for like giants, for dragons, all over the game. And suddenly more units, as we all progressively get better at Summoner's War, there's higher demand for more crit damage, more damage, etc. Bem aqui na área. Evanzada na área. Salve, Adriano. Tudo beleza, lindão? As we get better, we need more crit damage, and this is your opportunity to kind of fill out your rage runes. You can also you can totally get violent. I'm getting violent runes too. Don't get me wrong. I'm getting some HP. I got a crit damage rune, but I'm predominantly getting rage, crit damage, and rage attack runes. So people are sharing runes. Holy heavens to Betsy. Look at this. Look at this. This is a great 33 speed. Look at that rune. Dude, people be... Whoops. I think I accidentally tapped on a guild. No, I accidentally tapped on the Super Saiyajins. DBZ fans, let's go. Oh my goodness. That's a lot of defense. Dude. Holy heavens to Betsy. Wow, that's a good rune. This is a really good rune. Wow, look at that. This is good. Oh my god. Respect your streamer there are people oh, that's nice. That is very sweet, dude. Thank you. I feel very respected though. I think people on stream treat you guys are so sweet to me, truly. So that's very nice. Desert says, "Do you speak Portuguese?" A little bit. Desculpa, não falo português. Desculpa. Fala lindo. Philip has a great question, actually. Why is speed so important? Dude, hold on. Actually, you know what? Maybe I should, like... Let's just do, like... Let's just do one of these while and let's just put one of these on since we're talking, right? I'm gonna just putting one on while I catch up with chat. Evan speaks Guyanese. So, back to Philip's question. I'm so glad you asked. Why is speed so important? I'm returning, and even for that, I'm super new. Is it only a PvP thing, or can I move multiple times before something in PvE hits me when I have insane speed? Dude, incredible question. I'm so glad you asked because it really is an important thing to talk about. So, speed dictates turn order, but it also loosely translates to more turns. So you are correct in that. So it's an oversimplification, but more speed equals more turns. Now, why it's so important in PvE is because oftentimes turn order does matter. So like for instance, we talked about dragons earlier. Like, you know what? I'll do one. I'll do one more. We'll do one more because I know people have had questions about R5, so I'm just gonna put it on so people can see. Also, please note, guys, that like my BJ5 team is on the right, so that way when it dies, this head is gonna go to the middle, and this middle team can take it, right? So that's the thing you're gonna want to remember. So we talked a lot about dragons, right? Like dragons teams. The starter dragons team really wants an order to the team. So it wants Lauren, then Crow, then your 2 damage dealers, Spectra and Veramos, and then Ver. And what that does is it informs how you're going to build the monsters, right? Spectra is the fastest monster in the game in terms of base speed, 126, right? So you actually need to slow him down. You actually need to keep him slow so that way he doesn't go ahead of the Lauren and ahead of the Crow. That's kind of the toughest part of that team. So speed dictates turn order, but it also does translate to more turns. If you're in an RTA game, like let's transition over to an RTA discussion for a second. If you're like a Meiho Wang, ooh, nice. If you're a Meiho Wang versus, I don't know, a really slow monster, right? You're going to find that you will naturally take 2 turns before that guy takes a turn because Meiho Wang stacks speed in the background. So that is genuinely something that can happen. So great question. Speed is really important for those reasons. And that's why people talk about it all the time, right? It's how much attack bar you get. Now, if you want to get really in depth, you can start talking about speed ticks, but there are videos about that. I think Seishizo actually has a really good video on that. Fastlix, rate this rune. The energy rune? Oh my god. Oh my god. 31 speed, 20. You're welcome, Philip. Yeah, that's a 10 out of 10. For me, that's a 10 out of 10. Dude, people are just sharing amazing runes right now. Ooh! A Lucy. Whoa, this is a blue rune. Look at this. This is exactly what we're talking about, dude. This is what I'm talking about. This is a blue rune. Dude, this is what we're talking about. You see that you're... Look at this. That's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect. But you remember, so Gabriel's question, right, of what makes a good rune. Is this a good rune? Is this a great rune? No, it's not the greatest rune around, and it doesn't solve all your problems. But it rolled into crit rate. It double rolled into crit rate. And so now it's contributing to this great loose. I would say that the whole is good. Is there room for improvement here? Yeah, there's room for improvement in a lot of places, and it would be good for folks to recognize that. But it's like, this rune contributes to solving a problem. If you see you need crit rate in a blade set, he rolled it, got rewarded for it. That's what I'm talking about. Like, this is such a good example for what we're talking about. Like, this is not, strictly speaking, an amazing rune. However, it addresses an issue with crit rate. If you identify you need crit rate, you roll it and see what happens. And a good thing happened. This was a +6 crit rate rune, right? And then it rolled again like that. It's pretty awesome. Like, I would just say that's a solid step in the right direction. Dang, dude, thank you for sharing that. Actually, that is actually like a very fortunate example that we had there. Mr. PPHP looking for advice on what to focus on next. Let's see. Dude, that's a great question. What you should focus on next. Oh, Clark. Dude, Clark says, "Hi, Evan. Some unfortunate events have transpired, and I haven't been to a stream in a while. How have you been?" Dude, Clark, I've been really well. Thank you for asking. I'm sorry that's the reason why I haven't seen you around in a minute, dude. I hope things are getting better truly. But and at the very least, I don't know what sort of events we're talking about, but even if you just need some time to zone out and have some fun and talk Summoners War, I hope this can be that for you, dude. I know how unfun unfortunate events can be, so please know my heart goes out to you. I hope you're doing okay. Just try to remember to stay positive, you know, and things are gonna get better. What's going on, Respiro? Dude, I love that energy, Respiro. Thank you. Oh my goodness, Clark. Dude, I am so sorry. Holy heavens. Like that, dude, things will get better. I'm so sorry. Like that is a rough thing to look forward to in a couple hours, man. Like that is rough. But hopefully this is, like I said, hopefully this is time where you can just kind of take a step away, right? You're not totally letting it go. Like you feel what you need to feel, and sometimes feeling things can be frankly exhausting, man. So I hope this can be a moment away. So together, let's see what we can do to help PPHP refocus, right? So PPHP has some awesome RTA units, so I actually think that we should try to use them. Let's see what we can do for this. We got Ongyuki front and center. Ongyuki has experienced some differences. He is not necessarily the Ongyuki that he was before, but he's still a great unit. So Ongyuki used to be one of those damage dealers where it's like you could just raw pick an Ongyuki and then like boom, like you win the game. That is no longer the case. I'm afraid to say that Ongyuki is more of a counter pick than he used to be. Oh wow, that's actually crazy. I should have put him on the dark counter picks video. He is not in the dark counter picks video that is going to come out soon, because we're actually doing a series right now where I go through every element and I say the 5 best counter picks for each one. And Ongyuki's not on it, but I actually think there could have been an argument for putting him in there. Like if you see stuns, then if you see stuns, you can pick him. Hey Evan, baby, I hope your day's going well. You're so funny, Respiro. Anytime, Clark. Anytime, dude. I'm so sorry. I to a degree, I know the feeling. Respiro, Evan, I've recently and finally got Liam and Water Dalsum for Dragon's Abyss. Dude, that is a huge development. That is awesome. You are going to make a super sick speed team. And that's why I would also direct you to that daily rune crafting event, right? Because we were just talking about this. Estella Maki made a great suggestion that like you should get the runes you need to make the farming teams. Like that's super stellar. Congratulations. And Sean Ware says, I feel ignored. Dude, I'm sorry. I don't mean to make you feel ignored. I'm so sorry. I apologize. What can I do for you? So again, just to reiterate, I think you should play some RTA, dude. I think this account, like with these monsters and your rune quality, I actually think you could make something pretty solid here, PPHP. Like I think you could go easy C2. I think you could go easy C2. What do you like to play when you play RTA right now? What are your picks like? With Minato, what runes would be best and what should I look for in substats? I feel like mine is just doing subpar performance. I don't have one personally. You could probably do like Vampire. You could probably do Vampire or Rage with him too. I don't know if there's too much of a... Do people like procking with him? I don't know if it's good to proc with Minato. Someone could maybe offer better advice than I could. In fact, is there a Minato on this account? Let me look. There is not. So you could play to the meta, PPHP. You have Chandra, you have Velajul. If you have Cigar, I would play to the meta and then just have a backup plan. You want to branch out. Wool Young, Ashir, Gemini, Leah, Ongyuki. Dude, then let's play Bruise. Bruise is really good right now. Sean W in chat. What's a good Fire Bayek comp for RTA? I've been having problems with him. So if you're going for like, if you're doing Bruise, then I would do it. Clark also said, I've been destroyed by a Minato proc on several occasions. Okay, so we do like procking with Minato. It is pretty rare that you find a monster that doesn't like to proc. But there are occasions where you come into you come into a case where maybe somebody actually doesn't benefit from procking. I know that for a while, right, like Shiho was kind of in that category where it's like, I wouldn't say that he ever actively disliked it, but he would put himself in danger if he procced, because you have the opportunity to proc out of invincibility. Now it's a little harder to do that. It's still possible though. So you could put your Minato on violent to do some damage then. Put him on attack, crit damage attack, or speed crit damage attack. I would do Bruise for this one, PPHP. If you're looking to diversify a little bit, if you're tired of cleaving, do Chandra Velajul, and then what you could do is that's at least splitting it up. There is value in splitting these monsters, so if people are playing with them, they're gone, they are out. You could do Wind Robo in that last slot. Let me see if there's any like light or dark unit that I'd rather put there though. And yeah, I'm so sorry guys if I'm like, oh, you could almost do this. I don't know if this is my favorite though. Maybe this actually. You could do Pontos or like Jogun. I don't love it though, because what we're trying to look for is a placement for Cigar, right? Like earlier today we saw someone using Laura instead of Cigar. And I think that's a decent enough replacement, but I'm not sure if this is quite the one we're looking for. Maybe a Chungpung, you have one too? Like a Chungpung would work well in this slot. Could do Jogun, it's just we're double picking fire between Jogun and Velajul. And then from there, I would just choose what monsters you want to have rune that kind of fit that bruiser mentality. You could put a Kinky out there. You could still have your Ongyuki rune for if you're presented with stun. I don't think there's anything wrong with having the Ongyuki. But again, I wouldn't raw pick this. I would just do it if you see that they're trying to freeze you, they're trying to stun you, they're trying to sleep you. Stuff like that. Okay. Sean W. Fire Bayek comp that he can run next season. Let's go look. Fire Bayek. Dude. Fire Bayek does a lot, and he hits a ton of times. Just posted the survey in chat, too. As a reminder, guys, we got the store set up. We got the store. So you can purchase emotes and more. And if you're feeling ignored, there is also an item for that. What is it called? Let me see. Is it just called ignored, or is it Evan ignored? Let me see. Where's currently available items? Oh, there it is. It's just ignored. Yeah, that's what it's called. Let's see how this is violent. Okay. Oh, I like this song. Song is pretty rad. We're looking for Fire Bayek. There he is. So this skill does a lot. So it strips, or rather it cleanses you and one other person, recovers HP of both by 30%. So it basically soul bonds you. If you're familiar with MTG terminology, it soul bonds you with somebody else, right? The person who's got the worst HP. Then it attacks 5 times. Oh, that's wild. Yeah, the music's really good. I'm vibing with this song. Is it a good volume? Can everybody hear it? I'm pretty sure you can. So I think this is just going to replace one of your damage options, right? Like, it's got some sustain, which is nice, but I don't think we need to, like, fully alter the comp. Oh my gosh, you've got this. Dude, we should be picking this. I love this monster. I think this is so good. Guys, so if you haven't seen it yet, so the Guardians Club tournament was Friday. And it is on Twitch, but later I'm probably going to upload it to YouTube as well. So that way you guys can see it. It was really fun, and you got to see a lot of like really well-picked comps in it. And Ramael and Judaya, or I abbreviate as Raj, you know, I'm trying to like abbreviate their names as much as possible because this is kind of long. But so RAJ, Raj, this guy's really solid. He's got the 24 speed lead, got a strip, got AoE stun, got a little boost. I like this monster. I like this. I like Velajul. Velajul's insane right now. Then you can pick a Bayek, right? Is there anything wind that we want? Is there anything wind we want right now? I'm not seeing anything from this that I absolutely really want to draft. Maybe this on occasion. Or would we prefer like Omduat? I think a strong Omduat is oftentimes really good because this thing cycles. We've all seen how good Berghilda is. Like, not saying this is Berghilda level, but having a despair Omduat on damage is super rad. Let me look around some more too. And Ritsu. Dude, wait a minute. Is that our comp? Is that what we're doing? Maybe that's what we're doing. Maybe we'll do Ritsu as well. Ritsu's one of those monsters that makes people think a little bit differently on how they approach RTA. Like, this will kind of throw a wrench, and sometimes it'll soak a ban just because people don't want to deal with it. So am I wrong in saying, like, Ramael and Judaya for the 24 speed lead, we pick a Veligul, we pick Ritsu. If you really want to play with Bayek, you can run Bayek in this comp too. I think you should be flexible with Bayek though. Only pick him when you see that he's like at elemental advantage or something like that. Otherwise, you can pick a Minato. Like, you could do Minato and Ritsu sometimes. And then there's a +1. There's a slot in there we haven't filled yet. That's 4. Gyo. Wait, did you see a Gyo? Did I miss a Gyo? Oh, Charlotte's not bad, actually. Charlotte's not bad in here. No, I don't think there's a Gyo. I don't think there is a Gyo. Let me just look back here and see if I'm missing something. I didn't see a Chandra. That's kind of something I was looking for. I love this monster. Adriana's pretty sick, too. But I think I would kind of go that direction. I would go there. Like, I think if you're tired of cleaving, I would go for a bruise comp, something like that. But anyway, guys, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to say, but I am over time right now. I kind of need to go. I need to take some more Dayquil and kind of rest for a little bit. I'll probably eat some lunch. If you guys want to come back for the Soul Strike stream, that'd be awesome. So it's on the Come To Us USA Twitch channel. It's also on the Come To Us USA YouTube channel, and it's at 2 p.m. Pacific time. So it's in an hour and a half. So wherever you're watching right now, it's an hour and a half from now. I'm gonna be streaming with Childish, so it'll be really cool. Thank you guys for hanging out today. We're gonna raid somebody, so stay in chat. There's also a new video coming out on the YouTube channel today. Thank you guys, and so sorry if I didn't get to you today. I appreciate your patience as always. Y'all are the best. You make my Wednesday every time. All right, everybody. See you later. Bye-bye. Units for new players. These are in no particular order. We're going to break this down into a few segments. The first is the farmable / free-to-play segment. The second is a smaller, you'll probably get one segment. And then finally, a valuable Nat 5 segment. This list is based around units that can be used in the most places. So you build these units and you're gonna get a lot of mileage out of them. So with that in mind, let's just get Fran and Lauren out of the way real quick. Honestly, if you were to click on any video on this channel, you would have a pretty solid non-zero chance of me talking about either, if not both of these monsters in that video. Lauren and Fran can both be used in pretty much every dungeon. The only place where it gets a little bit dicey is the Giant's Abyss, where that counterattack starts